Hi, I'm Beth,
Hi, I'm Ashley.
and we're Shelf Care.
Today we're going to be going over our Onyx Storm review, and we're so excited.
So this time we're going to start a little bit different, and we're going to talk about the ending and some theories that we have. So, biggest thing for me. So the fact that there's a balance with all things magic, and Xaden, I think that he's going to stay Venom because there's a new Shadow Wielder. And now, do I think he's going to be evil forever? No.
I don't know. What if, he just doesn't come back?
I didn't even let myself think that.
I don't think so, but, how is it that he's, disappeared? And he gave everything up.
Okay, but, so, talking about him disappearing, do you think he stole the dragon eggs? I don't think he did.
I don't know. Well,
because, remember when they were on the island with the goddess of Dune, right? Dune?
Yeah.
The goddess of Dune, those people, they were on that island. They said that they would come and fight for them if they got dragon eggs. And then Auric tells, which he has the gift of foresight, but he also tells Violet to protect Dune, the Temple of Dune, and then he's got the priestesses sending him stuff from Dune. I think he made some sort of bargain and took the eggs.
Honestly, the eggs, they're not the biggest thing that I'm, focusing on, but I'm just
Really?
Yeah, because, I know, obviously, that's a big thing, but I don't know, what if Andarna's dragons did it?
I don't think they did.
No?
I think the biggest thing, so they want us to believe, well, everyone believes Xaden did it. That's why they're like, do you know anything? Do you know where he is?
I don't think Xaden did it.
No, I don't think he did. I think he left to protect Violet and everyone else from himself. And then Auric is also gone. And they saw him before they went to battle. They saw him leaving, not coming back. Or going the wrong direction, essentially. And she points that out. So I think he has something to do with the dragon eggs.
But would his dragon take the dragon eggs?
It depends on for why.
Also, my biggest thing that I can't get over is Sigil with Xaden.
Okay, yes, I don't know.
That's my biggest thing because
her and Taryn can't be.
And he's sleeping. Why is he sleeping like this big
So
sleep?
yes, he has to recover. He's never had to recover before.
No, I don't know.
Something's going down. But I also don't think Xaden's far.
No, I don't. I mean, where would he go?
I don't know.
I think they would go back to the islands.
But remember, Xaden said since there's no magic, which I guess if they go to an island with magic, since there's no magic, the dragons are in pain or something. Remember?
True.
But anyways,
I mean, are there dragons? Because there's 3 of them: Garrett, Bodhi, and Xaden.
Does it say that Garrett is gone?
I don't know. I want to say yes.
I don't think it said that anyone. I think they just said there's missing riders, and we assumed.
We just assumed.
Because Imogen's there. And because she says to Violet has no idea what happens. She wakes up, she's married, and then she's like, why don't I know what's happening? And Imogen says, because you asked me to make it go away. Or she insinuated that, at least.
I don't know.
And then the fact that he said, it's yours now, I think that's why I think Bodhi turned Venom. Because there's no one... Because the whole book, he's priming Bodhi to take over, and then he says it's yours to Violet.
And the whole fight, I feel like he was having issues with Bodhi, not really listening. Yeah. Which is weird because he's never been like this.
So, halfway through the book, I had this theory, and I obviously don't think this anymore, but I was like, oh my gosh, what if Xaden leaves and Violet and Bodhi get together?
No.
I know.
But she did keep hinting, how, he looked exactly like Xaden.
And so that's why I was like...
Creeps me out.
Well, maybe, but then no. Because I think he's Venom.
But, I mean, I think he's Venom, and I think I think Garrett has to be with them. He wouldn't leave them. They're family.
I think so too. I think Garrick is with them, but I don't think he's Venom because I think he's the most level-headed out of all three of them.
I think he's taking care of them, but he's not going to leave them behind.
How do we say him being a, what did they call him? A walker?
Yeah. A distance walker.
A distance walker.
Or something like
distance
that.
wielder. Distance wielder. Yes. How he can just take a step and be somewhere.
That's crazy.
And then the fact that all of them have 2 signets.
That was crazy. I love that.
Yes. I thought that was so good because the dragons wanted to give them a chance.
Yeah.
Also, on top of that, Imogen's also a fire wielder. What?
Imogen? What did you think of Imogen's point of view?
Honestly, and this is probably a hot take that not everybody feels like, I thought they were all kind of pointless. I didn't really care to see their point of view.
I kind of like to see, like, the dynamics between them and their dragons. Because it's different than Taryn and Violet.
That's true. Oh my gosh, Riddick and his dragon.
Oh my gosh.
When they brought that up, like, that he poured itching powder and then the dragons, I was like, of course he would get a dragon that matches his energy.
Oh my gosh, I love that part. And then there was this one, like, TikTok that I think I sent it to you.
You did.
And oh my gosh, it was just so funny. I just love Riddick really stood out in this book.
Yes, I loved that.
I was scared that something was going to happen to him.
When I thought he got stabbed.
I was like, are you kidding me?
And then he punches the cook.
I was literally cracking up.
Dying.
I could not. Oh my gosh. That was so funny.
Loved it. He punched him because, so basically they think that he gets stabbed with a butcher's knife, but really it's just in his flight jacket.
Yeah.
And he was so mad that he was going to have to sew another patch.
Yeah, because he only had one.
Yeah. And so he punched the guy. And not because he threw the knife, it's because he tore his flight jacket.
Oh my gosh, that just made me laugh so freaking hard.
But I just love that he really stood up for himself. And he was like, I'm funny, but I'm
smart.
I'm smart. I can take care of y'all. Like, I am an asset to this group. So I was really...
It was nice to see their friendship.
And I feel like we focus on Rhiannon and Violet, apart from Xaden and Violet, more. And so I liked that.
Yeah. It was also nice to see Sawyer, like, get back on his dragon. And
I thought for sure he was done.
Me too, which I'm so glad that he wasn't.
Yeah, same here. Which she would have just killed him off if she was done with him. So that was cool.
Thankfully she didn't. And thankfully nobody major, like, died.
Yeah, that one guy died, but Traeger.
I really fell for Kat.
I felt for Kat too, because she finally said yes, gave her heart to somebody else, and then arrow through the heart. And I'm gonna be honest, wasn't expecting that.
And I mean, that was like the end of the chapter. I was like,
yeah, that was a mic drop.
Yeah,
at the end of the chapter.
The fact that nobody screamed though after, like, even if it was like, I think maybe a nobody like right next to me, I would have screamed.
Yeah,
like there's no way.
And who was it that just kept telling Violet? Was it Xaden? Yes, it was. He said, because I can't do this for you.
Yeah.
Because she had to move on. So that was a little heartbreaking. And how can we have something so heartbreaking right after, like, Dane gets slapped? Like, I laughed so
oh my gosh,
hard.
when that happened, I was like, are you kidding me?
Yes. So they're picking cards. Essentially, they're picking cards, and they all, like, someone gets a kitten, and you basically just can't show any emotion.
Yeah.
So someone gets a kitten, they get all these weird random things, and then Dane gets a hand, and then this guy comes out and just slaps him. It was beautiful.
That had me dying. I love that. And Rebecca really, I don't know, she just really made it funny.
Yeah, she put a good one in there. Yeah. That was good. I loved it. And then Xaden, when he was like, I wish I was that guy.
I was like, are you kidding me? And honestly, oh my gosh, it was such an adventure.
Yes.
Like, from the beginning, them having...
I loved the journey.
The journey was crazy. Like, them even starting, like, staying in school.
Yeah.
Which, at first, I was like, how are they going to stay, like, and not go back to Raisha and, like, this and that? But them staying, and the only thing that kind of made me mad about them staying is Xaden becoming a professor.
Oh, yeah.
That was just kind of, I didn't like it.
Well, I almost feel like it was necessary because he stayed there. Yeah. And I think that the point was we got more Xaden time.
Which I liked. I just wish it was in a different form. It seemed far-fetched.
Yeah.
To me. I did like their scenes, like, down there, especially when Violet's ex came in.
Yes.
Which I really loved that. And then I liked Halden, right?
Yes, Halden.
I liked when he first came in, he was being all, like, flirty and, you know, like, assertive, but then I feel like she turned his character kind of into a joke. And I'm like, Violet wouldn't have been
with a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which kind of was like...
I think when we went on to the journey, not only did he ride in a basket, so that was meant I think that was meant to, like, bring him down a notch, you know? And so he's that. And then he was just, like, this arrogant... like, didn't care about anybody else kind of person, and I didn't love that.
And I was just like, I mean, sure, it's your first love, but I feel like Violet wouldn't have picked somebody like that.
So I wish that she would have painted him as like Xaden, as far as cocky, full of himself, but then, like, a rich, prissier boy. Like, I wish she would have done that instead of just turn him into, like, this evil little,
like, dumb
man. Dumb. Yeah. You know, not going somewhere and, like, making bad deals, having his servants steal stuff.
Especially because he's an heir.
Yeah, so he should know better.
Yeah.
As we saw with Arik later when he took his place.
Yeah.
I mean, he was an aristocrat.
Yeah.
Like, he spoke all the languages. He talked to them in a way that, like, was assertive and knowing. I mean, that's how Halden
Where was he hiding, though? Like, I feel like in the second book, he wasn't really like that.
So I think that the second book was just to introduce him to us. Yeah. I don't think we were really supposed to see his personality. And then, because it was a surprise to everyone that he knew all those languages and he could, you know, do all those things. So I think that was just setting us up for him. So, what did you think about Sloane and Dane? There was a mention in there.
There was. And I don't know if I love it. Like,
I think it's weird. And the thing is, the age gap is the same as Xaden and Violet.
That doesn't bother me.
The age gap's, but I don't know. Because Dane essentially got her brother killed.
That's what bothers me, and I
know he didn't mean to.
I just feel like, I mean, I love the Dane redemption. Yeah. I feel like he's back in my good graces, and I'm here for it. But I don't know, like, if Xaden never comes back, like, I want them to be together. Like, not over Xaden, I mean, Violet and Dane. I want them to be together if Xaden never comes back. I know. He really made a redemption, I feel like.
Gross.
I mean, what, do you want her to be alone forever?
No, I want her to be with, like, Arik or something. But then again,
I do like Arik, but
I think it'd be weird if she was with someone younger than her. Sorry. That's not, you know, just like...
But they just have that friendship, and she pointed out that if Xaden wasn't in the picture, like, how they've gone back to normal, and that was a weird hint. I'm like, what are you hinting?
I don't think so. I think Xaden's coming back for the simple fact of, I think she'll lose a lot of readers if she cuts Xaden out forever. Yeah.
I don't know. I think people are still keep reading. I mean, I would be totally upset. But I don't see a way of them being together.
I think they're gonna make it work.
Unless she turns venom.
I don't think she turns venom, but I think they're gonna make it work.
Because there's no cure. How is she magically gonna pull a cure out of her butt in the next
I don't think it's gonna be a cure. I think it's gonna be something different. But we'll see.
I don't know. And this whole time I feel like...
But I will say Dane did get a redemption for me officially in this book. Yeah. I already was feeling it at the end of Iron Flame, but in this book for sure. Yeah. Like, how hard he worked to, you know, make all this stuff happen. I did like it. And I will say, Rebecca has done multiple interviews where she loves Dane.
She loves Dane.
And so,
I'm just saying, this is one of my theories. I think that
you think Xaden's gone for good and Dane's coming back?
I don't think Xaden's gone for good, but I just feel like they're not going to be in-game.
So, did you read Vampire Academy?
No.
Okay. So, Vampire Academy, I don't even remember what they are, but basically there's these, like, it's kind of like Venom. Except you get bit and you turn in, it's like a zombie Venom thing. And they turn into bad people. Anyways, so these two vampire protector hunter people, they finally get together after like 3 books, her and this guy, and then he turns into the thing he hates most, which is ugly, whatever, and they never get back together. He goes away forever. So I'm not saying that I believe Xaden's gone forever, but I am saying that it's happened before in a popular series, and people did keep reading. So
I just don't think he's gone forever, but I don't know, but there's so many, like, she hints so much about like, Violet being the death of him.
Yeah.
I think that now that she has control over his territory and stuff, like, something's gonna happen to where he dies.
Yeah.
You know?
I see that. Or she's going to have to kill him. Because they talked about that too. He trained her to find him.
To kill him.
And kill him.
There's no way that that would be, like, the only person that he wouldn't, like, kill. To get him out of, like, if he goes over, like, his ice. You know?
That's unfortunate.
That's
unfortunate.
I'm just preparing for... Because she said... I saw an interview that she did the night of, like, I think it was at a Barnes.
The midnight premiere.
And she said that in the next book, somebody that we love is going to die. Whether that be Xaden,
I don't think it's going to be Xaden. I just don't think so.
I don't know.
But oh my gosh, talking about somebody that we love dying, they had me at Mira.
Oh,
when Mira got her throat slit, they had me. I thought she was going to be dead.
I thought she was going to be gone too. And I feel like, not that I want her to die, but that would have been a very good death.
Yes. Yes.
Not absolutely. To be violent, but
like, well, it was, heart-wrenching. Not like a main character, but not a main character. Yeah, I think that would have been a good one.
Especially because, not that I want Violet to go through another death.
I know.
But, that would have been so good.
That would have been.
And
Sloane not using her powers. Since she killed, she did kill Violet's mother, but Violet's mother knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
Since she did that, Sloane has not used her powers, and then she ends up using her power to save Mira. I think that was such a big moment for her, knowing that her power was not just a weapon.
Yeah.
It did good, too.
But can we talk about... So, Dane stepped up yet again to help out.
He did.
However, Brennan, there is some theories going around that I don't know if he's Venom or something, but it didn't leave a mark on his skin. When Sloane was touching his neck and touching Dane's arm, it left a mark on Dane.
No. That mark is from when Jack Barlow tried to drain him in the end of Iron Flame.
I thought that there was a theory going around that there was a mark on Dane and there wasn't a mark, or there was a mark on something and there wasn't a mark on Brennan.
So I don't know about that. All I know is that Dane got that particular mark. I remember it from Jack in the end of Iron Flame because Jack grabs him and and so he gets that mark, and that mark's permanent. It's not going away. And Sloane says, she sees that mark on Dane, and she says, I don't want to do that to you. And he's like, you won't, because this, you're not going to use more.
Maybe the theory that I saw was wrong. So I don't know. There's just so many theories about Brennan being
I do think
evil.
Brennan is going to be the great betrayer. I do think that.
Because
who else is it going to be?
Well, we didn't think Pancheck.
Okay.
Can we talk about Pancheck for a second?
That was very rushed. I didn't, and this is one of the main reasons I gave it 4 stars instead of 5, because she does this every time. It's like she forgets what she's supposed to be alluding to, and so then she just quickly wraps it up at the end. So there was a leak the entire book. Someone was feeding information to the Venom, and then all of a sudden they don't talk about Pancheck, but one time in the very beginning, and it was briefly, they were just getting a pardon for Xaden and Violet, nothing big. And then all of a sudden at the end, Pancheck's the leak.
I didn't like that. I was like, first off, I was like, who is Pancheck? Like,
yeah, I had to remember who he was.
I was like, the professor? Like, what? And I mean, I don't even remember what he teaches.
Yeah.
Like, I wish it would have been a cadet.
Yes, that is exactly what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a cadet. I knew it wasn't going to be Dane because...
Well, I didn't think it was going to be any of, like, the main people because I feel like they're so loyal.
So Aura, is that her name?
Oh.
Of course, she obviously died, and so that didn't help. But I thought it was going to be her. I thought she was the leak because she was Ados's, BFF, watching Xaden and Violet the whole time, and then she was on the squad.
Oh, what? They weren't BFFs.
No, not Dane. Sorry, his dad.
Oh, yeah.
Well, is he captain? No.
He's a general now.
General Ados.
Which, okay, that part made
taking
me mad.
over her mom's office and being so ugly about it. Like, excuse me, what?
Why did they keep him?
But you pointed this out. He became the new Varish. I didn't love that.
No, that part, so at the beginning of the book, when that whole situation was going on, I was like, am I not going to like this book because I feel like I've read it?
Yeah.
Like
this is recycled.
Yeah. With that whole section, I was like, this is not going to be a 5-star for me. But I was like, I'm going to keep reading, but I was just like, not loving it.
I didn't like that recycled moment. And there wasn't anything else that I thought was recycled besides that.
Yeah.
But,
can we talk about, well, there's so many to talk about.
I know.
But I'm like trying to pick a topic. But let's talk about the beginning of the book when they first go off to that little town to get the jewel. And Aura, when she dies.
Yes.
But before she dies, she sets the professor on fire.
So,
Grady.
Backing up to this, Aura, whatever her name is a wing leader.
Yes.
So this is a huge point that I feel like should be talked about. She's a wing leader. Yeah. And she gets so scared that she ends up setting the professor on fire with her magic because he walked around the corner and she wasn't expecting him. That's not wing leader behavior.
Yeah. But she wasn't strong. I mean, she wasn't a good
no, but
writer as it was, but it was just kind of like, why would they pick somebody so weak? Like,
well, that whole situation, and I get why they did it. He picked his own people instead of Violet's people, and obviously they had to fail so that Violet could.
Yeah, but she should have never been a wing leader to start with.
So yes, that's kind of where I'm at with that. That seemed a little far-fetched that she was so weak and a wing leader, because that doesn't happen.
I am glad that immediately after that happened,
we kind of got on track.
But
I feel like that was the moment for me when the book became I started eating it up, because we're back with our people. We're back with, we're journeying with the right people. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of when I was.
I mean, I felt like I was eating up the book the entire time.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think there was a moment where I was like, even when I was reading at midnight, I didn't want to put it down. I think I didn't go to bed till 1, but I forced myself because I could have kept going. But I was like, I'm gonna sleep all day tomorrow if I don't go to sleep.
Same here. I put the baby to bed. I kept reading, and I was like, I'm gonna regret my life if I don't go to bed.
I have 2 hours left, but I just forced myself to go to sleep.
It was so good.
And I woke up first thing 7 a.m.
Yep.
I finished it.
I finished by 9:30 or something.
Yeah. I was just when I texted you that I finished, I was just like.
And yes, I knew it was a good book because I felt hungover after.
Yeah.
I felt.
No, I literally
I haven't read another book since. I have
really?
Not. I know, I'm going to. Don't worry, I'll get caught up.
I don't know. I loved it, and it took me, I didn't think I read anything till before I went to bed that night, but I was still like,
I just needed a break.
Yeah.
Because I just needed to process everything. So, something that I have been like, so Theophany. We're probably butchering that name, but it is what it is. The Venom that was with the silver hair that was following Violet. She ends up making more sense once they go visit the island of Dune. Because the Dune warriors have silver hair. Violet, we find out, was dedicated. They started to dedicate her to Dune, but they couldn't finish because Violet had a choice to make. There was 2 paths that she could take, and she had to choose. Which I think that she chose the path of a warrior. I don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who knows what the paths were?
True.
Like, I mean, she could have been a warrior, but she could have made like 2 different decisions.
True.
My thing is that I always thought, I don't know, like the way Rebecca portrayed Violet's father in this book kind of threw me off a bit. Because I feel like very secretive, even to his wife. Like taking Violet by himself and stuff. And they had never talked about any other family. And so to hear about...
all of a sudden she has a grandmother?
I was like, where was she?
So, remind me, Mira thought that Violet was going to turn Venom. Why was that again? She read something that said like that something about she would turn Venom for the one that she loves, and then Xaden was like, no,
that's me.
Yeah,
I can't exactly remember that scene. Maybe because of her hair and how she was. Maybe that was one of her paths.
Maybe
I don't know. It was something to do with the grandmother.
I can't remember.
But
I know that Mira wouldn't talk about it because she was convinced that she was going to turn Venom, and then ended up Xaden.
Yeah.
What did you think about Riddick on the beach when he saw Xaden's eyes?
I mean, I understand why he was upset. Yeah. I understand it all. I think he was a very good friend for telling her to set boundaries.
Yeah.
Because she was very so much like, this is my man, this is what I'm going to do, like this and that, but you're endangering everybody else.
And to me, I feel like Rhiannon would have just been like, okay, I'll keep it a secret. And so the fact that Riddick was like, yeah, no.
Which, I mean, even for how mad he was in the book before keeping Xaden's secret with the war and everything.
Yes.
Like, she's lucky to have... I don't know. I really liked Riddick's reaction.
For such a sub-character,
he's giving.
He really, I was very, very pleased. And then the fact that he was like, no, you're going to tell all these people. And then, so he made that deal with Violet. And then he made a deal with Xaden. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Riddick needs his own book at this point.
I wish... Did we see Riddick's point of view? We didn't.
No, we didn't.
And that's the one I wish we would have seen.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I think he was...
We saw Rhiannon and Imogen.
Yes, and I think those were the only 2.
I think so.
Other than Violet. And I don't even know if we didn't see Xaden's point of view, and I wish she would have ended the book.
No, there was one with Xaden's point of view. One chapter with Xaden's point of view. I'm pretty sure.
I can't remember which one.
But
was it the first one?
I don't think it... No, it was at the end. But I don't think it really mattered. Oh, remember? Because he's talking to Gale.
Oh.
About... Yes. It's when he takes for the last time before he's fully Venom. I mean, it was a good one. Obviously, there was some little Easter eggs in there.
I wish that we had... that Violet talked more to Sigale in this book.
Yes. Sigale pretty much was non-existent in the whole
book.
Which
kind of made me mad because she's such a big part.
Yeah.
And I want to hear more about what she's talking to Xaden.
Yeah.
Why didn't she get mad at Violet? Like...
Well, I guess she got mad at Violet over Taryn.
But get mad at her over Xaden. Yeah. Like, why are you supporting... You know, kind of like give her some crap. And I don't know. I wish we would have gotten a little more of Taryn whenever... And Darna left, and Violet was, like, broken.
And then I feel like... I don't know. So, one, they saw those they saw those, I almost said dinosaurs. They saw those dragons. The dragons pretty much were like, y'all suck, and left. That was disappointing. And then, 2 chapters later, they're taking Andarna. That was even more disappointing. And then, at the end, she's back.
Well, to even find out, I wish she wouldn't have come back at all this book, because she didn't do anything.
Yes, she didn't do anything. She just kind of showed up.
Which she just shouldn't have come back
in the battle, but...
Well, how? It doesn't even say how.
And then, on top, again, so Violet's a dream walker. She goes into people's dreams, and then apparently she can do it knowingly now, because she knew she was in the dream, so she saw Xaden.
Which that is the last thing I would have thought of.
I kind of feel like Xaden, I mean, yes, it's a form of Intensic, and obviously she can't control it, and so, yes, I could see where they would kill her, because they kill any Intensic, I believe. But I kind of don't feel like it's that big of a deal.
No.
I don't feel like it's that, like, the dragons told Andarna that she gave
something worse,
something terrible, worse than Lightning Wheeler. I don't really think it's worse.
Well, what if this isn't really the true one, then? Because she did it without Andarna.
So that was my other thing, is that she had another, like, she kept her Dreamwalker stuff with Andarna. And obviously she doesn't just Dreamwalk with Xaden. She Dreamwalked with Marin, too. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I felt like that was kind of juggled in there, too.
I just didn't like the whole Andarna breaking her bond with Violet snapping for like 2 seconds. I don't know. Andarna leaving really, like, it just threw me off. Like, seeing Violet like that, I mean, that was a good chapter, but like, then don't bring Andarna back so soon. Like, why is she already back?
So I thought that was going to be the heartbreak of the book. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, she was already back when Violet woke up, and she was already talking to her. So is their bond back? Because how else is she talking mind to mind? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Unless, because their kind can talk, like, to whoever. Yes.
So maybe not.
But they have to make that noise.
I would assume that their bond is back. Because the dragons told her that she can come back in a couple of years and rebond her.
What if, I don't know, I'm still thinking about Taryn being asleep.
And also, so I feel like the 7th breed is more magical than the rest of the dragons.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
But what if Taryn is asleep because Sigil broke their bond? Sigil went with Xaden. I feel like she wouldn't.
I don't think she'd do it. I think it'd kill him. I think it would kill them both. Because their bond is so strong. Yeah. Just think about it. Breaking the bond is just like dying. And they said that if Sigil dies, Taryn dies.
True.
That's why they're tied.
I don't know. One other thing that I wanted to bring up was at the beginning of the book, when they were trying to get back to normal, this and that, and Violet started writing him letters.
Are those letters going to come out?
I don't know. I mean, I hope so.
Yeah. Do you, kind of going back to talking about how magic has a balance, and there's a new shadow wielder. So Theophany, whatever. Why was she hunting Violet? I mean, obviously, Violet's super powerful. But, like,
I guess I'm
confused. And then, because she kept saying, like, I want to teach you, I'll be a better teacher than Bruin, all the things.
Which a lot of people were saying, like, why is she randomly in this book? She wasn't in the last 2.
Yeah. It was always... And then she died. So I was very confused.
I mean, I understand why she was hiding until the mom died, because that was her equal.
Yeah.
That's who could have killed her.
On top of that,
there has to be another reason that she was searching for Violet.
Yeah, and she was a Dune warrior at one point, from the temple at one point.
Then why did nobody know?
I'm just confused about that whole situation.
I feel like that whole...
And maybe we'll find out more later.
Yeah.
But
that was not well put together, but we didn't know enough facts.
Oh, and then at one point, it said that she took one step and left, just like Garrick. So not only could she, control storms, but she also
is a distance wielder.
A distance wielder? What? And then one more thing. They talked about how they hadn't seen a distance wielder in some time. Who was the last distance wielder? Were they alluding to something? Or were they just saying that was super rare?
You mean like when they said it in the last book? Or
they said it in this book.
I can't remember, but I do remember them mentioning that in the last book too, but maybe they were just trying to give us a hint about Garrett.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Have we touched everything?
I think we've touched mostly everything.
And we talked about our theories. I'm just
still like,
I'm shocked
to my core. Like, I'm just like, so much happened, which a lot of people are saying that it was a lot of like information, but I ate it up.
In the beginning, lots of information. I mean, I still ate it up.
Yeah.
But like, we were 30% at 2 p.m. I mean, it took us a long. We started at 9:30, and we read a ton of pages.
Yeah.
It was just
so much information, which I loved.
Yeah.
I loved. Honestly, I think the world building was great. Going into reviews, I think that I was kind of between a 4 and a 5, but just because there was a couple things I wanted to change. Oh, one thing that I forgot to bring, which I said this to you so much. I was so over their I love yous.
Yes, so cringy.
I was so over it. Like, I mean,
I love you, I love you, I love you.
I love their romance, but do they need to say it every single chapter?
Not who they are.
Exactly.
Like, she changed them.
And, I mean,
they turned into mushy people.
Neither of them are mushy. And I just loved how they were in the past 2 books. Like, yes, be more open and be more together. But do you have to say I love you every 2 seconds?
And he never held Violet back, but it didn't seem like he had as much faith in her in this book.
Yeah. I mean, he did trust her and stuff.
Yeah.
But, and a lot of the decisions were hers. Like, she was a stronger character, which I loved.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, that just one part, like, kind of really bugged me about their relationship.
Yeah, they were a little mushy in the I love yous. And it didn't seem like them.
Yeah, that part really bothered me. But
and he only called her Violence, like, once or twice.
It was always like, my love and this and that. And I was like, what? That is not them, please.
And they didn't spar once.
No.
Well, that's not true. They sparred once.
And the book was very smutty.
Yes.
Which was very shocking.
It was way smuttier than the past.
I mean, not that I hate it, but it was just kind of like very detailed, and it
was a little bit random too.
I don't know, like, so like the chapter would end of them like getting started, and I'm like, okay, yeah, and then like starting like the next chapter is like them actually going into it, and I'm like, but I know what they're gonna do. Why do we have to say what they're gonna do?
Yeah, again? I feel like the last 2 were more action romance, and then these were a little bit more smutty romance. Which
I liked how one thing that Xaden was in this book was jealous.
Yes.
Which I loved that she brought her ex-boyfriend into this and how we saw him jealous, how we saw him get thrown against a rock and this and that.
Even when she said to him about Bodhi, about what did she say?
I know. I remember his reply. How he's like, well, "I would hate to kill my last living relative," or something like that. I guess,
but I can't remember what she said. I
don't know if it was.
She was talking about how powerful he was.
Oh, or was it handsome? No,
I think it was about his power. Like
I don't know.
She forgets how powerful he is or something, but she puts it in a flirty way, and that's when he was like, "I'd hate to kill my last living relative."
Which is kind of weird because I feel like Violet the whole book was kind of hinting like stuff about Bodhi.
Yes,
which kind of threw me off. I'm
telling you, that's why I was like, "Oh,
keep your eyes on your man."
Yeah,
like the most powerful this and this, and you're watching his cousin.
You're like, chill out.
Please. I don't know. I loved it though.
I did. I loved it. I ultimately rated it a 4 though.
Yeah.
Because I just had a couple of things.
Yeah.
The ending felt rushed again, because, like, in Iron Flame,
the ending was rushed, I feel like. It just wasn't enough information. I feel like the chapter should have been a bit longer, other than her just waking up.
Yeah. I just feel like the ending was a little bit rushed, and then there's just a couple things I didn't love. But overall, great book. I mean, I think it fit into the series wonderfully. I'll read the next one.
Need to reread it already.
Yeah. But I will definitely be rereading it.
Will you reread all 3 before the next one? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think we need to make it, like, I don't know. I hope she doesn't take a year. But
not too. I hope it's a 6-month, but I don't think it's going to be.
Oh, she's already started writing it, and she already started her playlist. That's what she said in an interview. So
fingers crossed it's 6 months and not a year.
Yeah, we shall see. But my rating, I did rate it a 5. I was between a 4 and a 5. But ultimately, I had to give it to the emotions it made me feel, because that's how I rate. So obviously, I had to give it a 5. I laughed, I cried, kicked my feet, did all the things. So
I did love it. It was so fun. And it was so fun to do the readathon. Yeah. I think we'll definitely do that again.
Yeah. We'll have to do it's going to be a yearly thing until, like, we finish
for 2 more books at least.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening. Can't wait for y'all to read it and let us know what you rated it.
Bye.
Bye.